Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. A couple of teams trying to stake their claim to being among the best in the country in this top 25 showdown we have in store. It's the Georgia Bulldogs and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Reese Davis, David Pollack, Jesse Palmer with you. Holly Rose down on the sidelines. We check in with her now.
Guys, when I walk out onto the grass here at Saban Field, this is one of the most iconic places in all of college sports. When Bryant-Denny is good, it's one of the most dynamic home field crowds. They are so excited to welcome back their Crimson Tide, and they are really loud early in this pregame. I'll keep you posted on how loud, how crazy, and how frenetic it gets here for the Crimson Tide. Back to you guys.
Appreciate that, Holly. Georgia about to kick it off to get us underway. Here he comes from midway in the end zone. That is a decision he will likely regret. He brings it out of the end zone and he's knocked down at the 10. Using their first timeout. After using an early one, 2 left for them to spend. Russell fires to the big fella. Feeds him the stiff arm, and he's running free. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks. They opened up this drive, getting all the way out to the 35, and now it's first down again. They'll run it. Knocked down in the backfield, 2 yards behind the line.
I love when defensive backs come up and they are physical and they stick their face in the fan and they aren't scared. Talking to the defensive coordinator coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had to get those running backs on the ground. Great start on this first drive.
Last play was a near disaster, now dealing with 2nd and 13. Uh-oh, look out. Pretty good effort on that one to work his way up to the 42.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
Come to the line at the 42, facing a 3rd and short. Throwing Russell. Buying time to his right. Bought a little time, lets it go. Perfect timing on the hit to keep him from making the grab, and the defense forces a 4th down.
Coaches look at this stat every single football game. How do you execute on 3rd down? And a lot of times, man, it's about being in position and making plays, and that's exactly what he...
Hold on a minute. The offense still out there going for it in their own territory. Motion from the wideout. Russell will throw for it on 4th. He's got enough for the first down, and they roll the dice and convert to keep this drive going.
That tells you a lot about their confidence in this quarterback. 4th down early in the game on your own end, and you go for it, but when you make decisions and throws like that, it's easy to see why. This Alabama offense is clicking. They're set up with another first down.
Making the adjustment. Fights off a defender. Make the stop at the 40, but it's a 10-yard gain and a fresh set of downs.
And man, you don't have to be a great play caller to give that guy the football, right? Like, feature him. The offense goes through him. You've got to love this running back, and he just finds a way to make those chunk plays like he just did, setting the tone. And Palmer, sometimes the defense, they need to see you for a second so they realize how fast, how powerful, how good you are.
Yeah, and the defense said all the right things leading up to this game. We're focused on stopping the run. We want to be the more physical team. We're going to make them one-dimensional. Well, you just got to run down your throat early. Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. So for this defense now it's time to show up. You got to bow up now and start doing something about it.
Alabama with a 1st and 10 here. Hands it off. He stopped at the 14-yard line, and they'll stay on the attack from there.
Nice first down defense. Great job being physical, understanding the chances of run are high. They come up, they get the back on the ground, forcing a 2nd down and long situation.
Working the ground game. He'll get that one all the way down to the 4-yard line before he stopped.
I think it's really important for this offense. They get this guy going early in the game, and they're doing a nice job of that right now. Remember, he's the kind of running back who gets better as the game goes on. That's a really good omen for this offense, considering his success now early.
They'll use the running game on 1st and goal. Nothing doing, and he was lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage at 2nd and goal.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going and handing the ball.
Defense just going after him. They stop him for a loss of 6. It's 3rd and goal and 3rd and long. They go play action with Russell. Got a little, and he rolls into the house. Touchdown tie. Getting ready for the extra point after the first score of the game. And the extra point makes it 7-0. Precise, relentless execution on that 13-play scoring drive. And the scoring play came on the 12-yard run. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. This is what we expected. This crowd ready to make its presence known. Takes the handoff. It's Henderson. Defense in the right spot. They stop him after a gain of 2 to the 28.
You know what I really like about games like this at this point in the season? You find out who you are. You find out whether you're going to stay in the race.
And who can step up and handle the challenge, right? This is easily one of the toughest games to date for both of these programs coming into this one. So there's a lot of eyeballs, David, on this game to find out who's mentally and emotionally the toughest.
Yeah, and we're going to point to this game as we get later in the year and big decisions are made. You've got a top 25 win. You beat them in the middle of the season, X, Y, and Z, so these are big for the resume.
Somebody needs to make a play here. It's 3rd and long from the 26. From the gun, wants to pass. Tight coverage and an incomplete pass. The defense knocks it away and forces a 4th down.
It's so nice when you know it's 3rd and long, you know a pass is coming, you worked on it all week, you get your feet set at the sticks, understand that quarterback's got to be rushed, get him off of his spot. Nice execution by this defense.
They'll put a stop to that return at about the 37-yard line. They'll snap it from the 37 for the first play of this drive. On the ground with the counter. Breaks into the open. He's at the 40. At the 20. Touchdown, Crimson Tide. Rolled into the end zone, and this crowd was eating it up.
You know, oftentimes in college football, the best offenses are the ones that can create explosive plays, just like you saw right there. They're top 10 in the nation in points per game because they don't have to drive the field. They've got dudes scattered all over this offense that can take it the distance on any given play.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Rashida Downs going up top. Going to throw it over the top of the D. It's picked off, and that's number 10. Got room on the return. The 30, the 20. And he's going to take it all the way back. Touchdown, Bama! They are seizing control and taking away hope as they push out the lead in this Week 8 showdown.
And this is exactly what you dream about for a defense. Forcing the big turnover, making the pick, and then putting points on the board yourself. Great play by the defense.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Bowens. Tackle is made at the 28 after a pickup of 3. Georgia going up tempo.
And that wasn't a big game, but look at the offense. Right back on the ball, ready to call a play, ready to go fast.
Looking to the big tight end. Complete to the right. Finally corralled, but not before. He picks up the first down. And the Dogs, right after the huge play through the air, back to the line. Wide receiver comes in motion. Takes the handoff. It's Bowens. Oh, he's got some space. They are on the move down to the 32, and they pick up another first down. They are letting the big dogs eat on the ground.
Pound, pound, pound. The dog pound. Run the football, be physical. You can go back when Vince Dooley won a championship. Herschel Walker. You go all through the names. So many great running backs that run with an edge that are dogs.
We've reached a break, and Alabama has the lead. As we get a look at some stats, this is the best start they could have hoped for. This could be a pivotal moment in this game as we open the second period and they try to find a way to answer. Had a chance to talk it over during the break, and they'll start with second down. Going to the ground. Tough sledding there as he picks up 1 to the 29. We'll get a stoppage here for an injured player for the Tide. They're within field goal range at the 29. Let's see if they can pick up a few or the first down on 3rd and long. The handoff. They stop him right there. They tried to convert with the run, and the defense was up for the challenge.
And this defense has got to be jacked up, and they finally forced the fourth down, right? They've gotten a couple of first downs, got some things going, but I think it's decision time for this offense. And this D's got to do it one more time, right? They've got to get another play, a big fourth down stop here to get some of that momentum and get the football back.
They're happy enough to try to take the points as the field goal unit heads out. And it's a fake. It's a fake. Shuffle it to the tight end. And they thought they could pull off the surprise. Well, the surprise was on them. A stop. I know they wanted to be aggressive, throw caution to the wind. They might have been better off playing it safe there. The Tide ready to roll on offense. They've been firing on all cylinders, touchdowns on each of the first two drives, and they'll try to make it 3 for 3. Swamped immediately. Guys, let's chat about Alabama. Really interesting matchup here. It's always fun when the top two teams in the conference get to square off in the regular season. With all the expansion, it's become a little bit of a rarity, hasn't it?
It has. Obviously, there's so many teams in each conference, but head-to-head still very much matters. So if you're sitting, obviously, at the top like these teams are, the head-to-head this day will really matter down the road.
Yeah, this was a game we circled way back in the preseason, expecting these two teams to be as good as they are, and now we get to find out who's the best in conference. Both these teams relishing this opportunity to show not only their opponent, but the rest of the conference who the top dog is.
From the gun on third down, Keelan Russell. He's got the tight end. And the explosive play, and they're on the move all the way to the 44. The Crimson Tide comes to the line with the 1st and 10. Trying to establish the run. Hit and dropped, and he got nothing on first down. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. He's changing the play. Russell. Out wide left, it's Edwards. He's all the way down to the 27-yard line, and they are threatening.
And this offense just keeps putting it together, man. Like, they have not been stopped very often. Another play in the passing game. This defense, they've got to find something, and they've got to find it fast. Like, halftime is a little ways away. They got to make some adjustments right now.
You got to be impressed by what you've seen by this offense so far in this game. In the first half, they've got a nice lead, and they've been able to do it with explosive plays, but they've also been able to do it with efficiency and getting first downs and staying on the field. And you saw another great example right there running the football. Anything they want to do right now is working.
Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Right back to the well. Pulled down at the 11-yard line as they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. Boy, they'd love to move the sticks here and take a shot at it on 1st and goal. Russell from the gun on 3rd down. Touchdown, Crimson Tide! Ran the short pass to put the 6 on the board.
And this crowd was already jacked up. They were already excited. They were already making a difference in this football game, and the offense continues to pile on and give them something to cheer about. 27-0 here in the first half. This has been all home team.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Georgia offense, ready to go on the attack. An unforced error there. They don't get the snap off in time. So frustrating to see an offense lose track of the play clock and pick up a penalty like that. They'll run the RPO and fire to the right. He goes out of bounds, maybe a step shy of the 40. They're going to mark it at the 39, and a really nice pickup there.
And that's a big play for this offense, and they need to get going. They've built themselves a deficit. They need points on this drive, or else, guys, the second half, we're going to be telling old war stories, right? Like back in my day, and Jesse did this, and I did that. So, I mean, come on, offense. Let's put this together. Let's keep this game competitive.
Defense caught out of position, and they get him down finally at the 38. Fresh setter downs going to the air. Can't hold on in the face of the contact.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
They'll move the wide receiver. Just keep slinging it. Going for the big play. And it's incomplete after taking a shot on second down. They're staring at third.
Well, we know this offense hasn't been able to get it going on the ground so far in this game. Now they're trying through the air, but give this defense credit. They've got a really good game plan. They've got all 11 guys on that side of the ball executing perfectly. Fantastic job in the back end that time, being in position and making sure that thing fell incomplete.
Touchdown, Bulldogs! Made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they put points on the board. Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. The extra point is good, but they're still down 28-7. A very efficient five-play scoring drive. And they pay it off with a strike from 38 yards out. And he passes on the touchback. Here he comes. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. Keelan Russell. Here comes the heat. Good job just to get rid of that one.
Well, the offense has had their way all game long up to this point. Finally, the defense is able to make a play. And I'll tell you, after that hit, that receiver is going to be thinking twice about running that route again.
They'll need a bunch on second down. From the gun, the running back has it. They shut it down quickly, but he gets two out to the 18.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Setting up the screen. No siree, not this time. The defense was there and ready for that one. We're at the 2-minute timeout. They've built a big lead, and they'll try to pile on a little more before the break. Looks as if the Tide will punt it away. The punter going to get his first work of the afternoon. Gets the first one of the day out of there. He ought to be fresh. They only used him twice in that victory last week. Looking for running room. He'll get it to the 43-yard line before he stopped. Good field position here as they start this drive from their 43. Running inside, it's Henderson. Turning it on. And the defense finally able to corral him at the 45. That will move the chains.
Well, the defense is on their heels right now. They're going to have to find a way to stop this guy. When he's got a head of steam, boy, he is hard to bring down.
Grabbed in the backfield. It's Wiley. Good execution. They move the sticks, and they've got it at the 33.
You never want to say it's over early. I mean, we're here early in the game, but considering what the scoreboard is saying, they absolutely had to have that play for them to stay in this football game. And sometimes it just takes one great throw and one great catch to wake you up. They need to score a touchdown on this drive. They need to score another touchdown on their next drive, but maybe that's the play that turns things around for them.
The Dogs come to the line with a new set of downs. And he can't connect on the throw. It's incomplete.
And there's so much for a quarterback to think about. Stick it out in the belly. Do I pull it? Now when I pull it, I got to get my feet set, make an accurate throw to the right guy. So a lot of things going on. And I think that you saw that led to a little bit of inaccuracy.
Second down, going to throw it. Throws to the tight end. Got him downfield. Touchdown, Georgia. A great catch and run for 6. He'll try to tack on one more. And with the extra point, they trail by 2 touchdowns, 28-14. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And the capper, a 19-yard toss for the touchdown. Coming out with it, it's Butler. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. Quarterback signaling to his guys. Throwing Russell. On the move. Trying to escape and get it himself. On the move at the 30. Across the 30, out of bounds at the 31-yard line, and they've kick-started this drive with that one. And let's hold on just a minute here as the officials are going to have a second look. So the officials take a closer look, and the replay booth will overturn the call. On first down from their own 22. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground.
Man, it's nice when you can depend on your big boys up front to make a lane, and you get 5 or 6 yards. You get 5 or 6 yards a pop. You move the ball down the field easily, and more importantly, can get this defense to be more aggressive, to bring DBs close to the line of scrimmage, and then that might open up some big plays down the field.
One running back in the backfield, and he has it. Hit and stopped right there. Not much on that pickup.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Plows his way ahead. He'll have enough for the first down. They'll maintain possession. We'll see if they're happy enough just to let the clock run out. The Tide will have to call their first timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. And this set of downs gets started from the 33, 1st and 10. Russell unloads to the wideout. He just missed the target on that one. Got to put it on his body.
The quarterback's lucky on that play because when you miss slant throws behind, if the defense is in zone coverage, there might be a defender standing right there willing to take that ball and return it for a touchdown.
Second and long here. Looking downfield, it's Russell. Under pressure, fires on the move. Put it where only his man could get it and gave him enough room to get the foot down.
And man, you love to see that from this offense. Coming out and answering, right? Like putting a drive together. Their defense just gave up a touchdown. But you want to snatch the momentum back. Nice job putting a little bit of a drive together. Now let's go cap this thing off with a touchdown.
Going to audible here. Let's see what they do. Keelan Russell. He's going to fire deep. Pass is incomplete, and we dwindle down to 7 seconds.
I think for the quarterback, he's going to have to be so good with his eyes in this game. You're going up against one of the best defenses in the country. You've got to look guys off, especially when you're trying to throw to your primary target like he was on that last one.
Again, it's Russell. Pass falls incomplete, and there are still 3 seconds left. They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the half. Out of the gun, the running back has it. They'll knock him down, and that'll take us to halftime. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Guys, welcome into the epicenter of the college football world, our Orlando EA Sports Studios, and a great Week 8. We start with Baylor taking on the number 13 team, the Penn State Nittany Lions.
They're lined up and ready to kick off this second half. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Here comes the Bulldog offense out to start the drive. I imagine we'll see them go right back to work up top after how productive that passing game was in the first half.
And it's interesting. If I'm the defense and I've got the lead, they've had success throwing the football, but we're winning. I don't know that this defense changes too much of what they've done in the first half.
I think they got to do a better job in pass rush. They might want to change their coverages as well because they're probably at this point expecting this offense to have to keep throwing, considering they did have success in the first half.
Still looking to his right. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. Finds his tight end. And he'll run across the sidelines after the good gain.
Nice catch by the big target. Those big tight ends, you can tell in football, are just becoming more and more of a weapon on every single team.
They'll try to pick up the first through the air. Picked off. He managed a few yards on that return, but the bigger play was the fact that they forced the turnover. Couldn't ask for better starting field position for this offense. From the gun, the ground game. There he goes. Just what this offense was looking for. Sets him up at the 26 with the first down. So they move the sticks on the run. Let's see what they do with this one. They'll give it to him again. Got it into the red zone, dragged down at the 18-yard line.
And it's going to be interesting to watch this defense, man, because obviously when you're trailing, and offenses can sometimes get conservative. That's 2 runs back-to-back. Do they get more aggressive and try to bring more guys near the line of scrimmage, not let them waste time, and try to get their offense the football back?
Alabama pushing the tempo. Throwing Russell. Quarterback feeling the pressure, and down he goes at the 22.
Well, this offense has been having its way all day long with this defense, but finally the defense creates a negative play. Let's see if that now gives them a little more confidence to get back in this game.
Making the adjustment on the play. Russell on play action. Throws to the wideout. He caught it. He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, but they'll have it first and goal. The Crimson Tide move the sticks through the air. Let's see if they go back to it here. Trying to do it himself. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Alabama!
And you gotta love seeing that if you're the head coach of this team, right? You always want to see your team start fast early in games and then also start fast at the beginning of the third quarter. You had a big lead, you take the ball right away here in the second half, you drive it down the field, and you score. This offense has been dialed in right from the get-go. It's been very impressive to watch.
The Tide will have to call their first timeout. And that will leave them with just 2 timeouts to use the rest of the way. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. After throwing the pick on the last drive, need to take care of the ball this time, Jesse.
We're going to find out a lot about this quarterback right here, too. How does he fight through adversity after that last drive?
Yeah, clear the mechanism, move on. That's a part of it, right? If you're going to be a great player, you got to learn how to handle these mistakes and move on.
Long way to go on second down. He'll set up to throw. Timed that hit perfectly to keep him from making the grab. It'll be third down.
And if this offense is going to get back in the football game, those are the plays they have to make. Like, they have to make contested catches. They've got to find a way to get some points, to create some explosive plays. Those 50-50 balls, when you get your hand on it, man, they got to start making those plays.
Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. On the run, fires downfield. Complete in the middle. They make the stop, but this passing game does some damage, and they move the sticks with the first down.
And love offenses that are willing to find matchups and take advantage of them. Like, use your running back in the middle of the field. You want to use a linebacker, so be it. He can beat it. This guy has really good speed, really good ball skills, and I like the way they're using him out of the backfield.
A nice job by the QB there, timing out that drag throw. It's zone coverage, so he's got to make sure he gets it to his receiver in a window to allow him to catch the ball and then turn it upfield.
Straight ahead, it's Bowen. Breaks into the open. All the way down to the 25-yard line. They move the sticks. It's first down. Georgia comes quickly to the line. Snap on first down, wants to throw. And the quarterback is toast back at the 35. And the Bulldogs now with a long way to go to pick up the first down.
Well, it's been a little bit of a seesaw here the last 2 plays. Offense gets a chunk play, and then the defense gets a sack. Great job by the defense there, turning the page and coming up with the big one.
And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete.
And at this point in the game, you just can't say enough about how good the defense has been covering this guy. Coming into the game, they knew he was the critical factor for this offense with his skill set. But they have really been able to shut him down. They force another incompletion down the field looking his way. To me, that's one of the biggest reasons why they're winning this game.
Sends it back in motion. On third and long, he'll need to push it downfield. Finds his big tight end. That was an important stop there as they try to hold them to a field goal on this drive. Field goal unit's not coming out here, guys. I think they're going to go ahead and go for it on 4th and long. Snapped it, and he has to have it. Keeping his eyes downfield. Now looking to throw back to the middle. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. He's knocked down, but what a play to come up with the interception. First order of business, get out of this hole as the drive starts at their own 7-yard line. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. Find some running room. He'll pick up 4 out to the 12. After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Russell. Oh, pressure's coming. Intercepted, and the defense has set him up. Didn't really get a chance to get started on that return, but he has set him up at the 41-yard line.
And the defender makes a great read, breaks on the football, and makes the big interception in the back end. And here's the thing, that's number 4 this season, so he's finding the football consistently.
The snap wants to throw to start this drive. A little too much on that one, just out of his reach.
Well, we know that when the quarterback's throwing out-breaking routes, timing has to be so critical and important. When the target turns around, the ball's got to be right there, and he just didn't see it on that one.
Back to pass on 2nd down. Escapes the pressure going right. He had a chance to get rid of it and avoid the loss. Instead, the defense pushes him out of bounds for the loss.
Well, as a quarterback, you've got to know when the play is over. You got to mitigate your losses. That time, he was just trying to do too much. He thought he was back in high school and everything was taken away. He could just pirouette, make a guy miss, and turn it into a home run. Nothing doing, and he takes a big loss on that one.
And this offense just can't afford not to get the first down here. Already trailing big, and the clock is not their friend. On 3rd and long, you'll have to turn it loose deep. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on.
Well, this is a disappointing drive for the offense, considering where this drive started, in their opponent territory. Now you're at 4th and long. You've got to be better throwing the football in those types of situations.
Snapped on 4th down. Oh, he loves to fire downfield. And it's incomplete. The long pass on 4th down is to no avail.
Well, great defense on that one. They were ready for pass, and they forced the incompletion. They're coming off the field. That's a big win for this defense.
So first play of the drive coming here from their own 49. They're changing things up, trying to get everyone set. Keelan Russell. Still moving to his right, trying to make a big play. They went for it all in the first play of the drive and come up empty.
Well, you knew you were going to see it in this game, throwing the go route to one of the fastest players in all of college football. This receiver strikes fear in the heart of every defense because he's got elite track speed. He's going to blow the combine up in the 40-yard dash because of his wheels. Not able to connect with the quarterback on that one, but you know he has the defense's attention.
They'll finally drag him down, but not before he gets it to the 40, and it's a first down. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. To the air, it's Russell. Throws for the tight end. The sure hands, it's Edwards. And they make the tackle, but it'll be enough for a first down, and we'll see if they get another playoff here in the 3rd. Midway point in the season, and games like this one can have a big impact on the rankings from week to week as we see upsets happen and favorites continuing to flex muscle. They go back to work with a first down in the final period of this one. They'll run it out of the shotgun. Got some room, headed to the goal line. They'll finally get him stopped at the 1-yard line. What a run there.
And this offense has really done a nice job on the ground. Like, the ground game has been solid, man. Nice job opening holes, running the football. They've been consistent with the run. And as this game...
And he breaks the play. Touchdown tie. They are finishing the deal, building the lead here in the fourth, and they are going to go to 7-0. And the extra point was good to finish things off. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Bulldogs offense is on the field, ready to get this drive cranked up. Weeks like this are tricky, but you have to respond better than they have, and I would expect they'll take a major hit in the rankings next week. They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20. Georgia going up tempo.
Man, the sack, and this offense has just struggled. They haven't done anything right, and they got a full quarter to go. Like, they got to find something in this next quarter to hang their hat on, something to leave with some positive vibes.
He scrambled forward and got a few and turned that into a positive play. They come to the line facing 3rd and long from the 25. From the gun, wants to pass. Big hit, knocks the ball away, and it'll force him into a 4th down.
Well, this guy must feel like he's run into a...
Look at this, guys. The offense appears to be going for it from their own side of the field. Needs it here on 4th down. Rolling to the right, trying to make something happen. The incomplete pass ends a frustrating series, and they turn it over on downs.
Listen, with the aggressiveness of offenses and taking chances, a lot of times it's going to put your defense in a hole. And this defense is going to have to come through in the clutch right here because you're trailing. They can't get more scores.
Time running out, and he goes down at the 34.
Man, a lot of coaches talk about starting the drive positive and a first play that can get you going. The QB just kept backing up and going backwards, and that is not the start to the drive they were looking for.
That's the last thing you want as an offense, a negative play, a sack on 1st down. Throwing Russell. Blasted as he lets it go. Can't hang on after the hit, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
And a lot of times when you see running backs catch the football, man, they've got a little bit of space to operate. That's great coverage. Being right there when he catches the ball to deliver the hit, to make sure he doesn't secure the catch, elite coverage.
Gets the back moving. From the gun on 3rd down, Keelan Russell.
QBs and receivers on 3rd down, everything has to happen just a split second sooner. You're expecting pressure, the quarterback gets hit, just not on the same page with his target.
And they're going to head out to line up for a field goal. It's good. Easy call for the refs. And that'll add 3 more to a lead that is already way out of hand.
And they just tack on more points to this big lead. Listen, 4th quarter was sitting extremely pretty. All we got to do, not give up big plays, make them earn everything they get the rest this way, and we looking pretty good.
We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. It looks as if this game is going to be one to just drag to the recycle bin, but the idea now is to finish strong and just take whatever happens in the rankings next week. And this one's not working. He'll just throw it away.
And it's going to be hard for this offense, man. They've struggled to pass the football down the field, to make these explosive plays, and now, huge deficit. Got to make them. Got to find a way to push the ball down the field to create some explosive plays if you want a chance to get back in this football game.
A lot of ground to cover, and they need a chunk here on 2nd down. Here's the snap, itching to fire downfield. Left side, it's Bowens. He goes out of bounds right at the 37-yard line. A good, productive play there to get things going. Finally, some signs of life from this offense, which has done nothing in the 2nd half. It's 1st and 10. Got out of trouble and throws. Out wide right, it's Wiley. Now they're starting to feel it. They've got a first down at the 44. The Bulldogs come to the line in the hurry-up. Wants to throw again. Escapes the pressure to his right. Nice job there to limit the running room, and they get him out of bounds after a short gain.
Nice job by the defense. You got to dial into your keys. You got to make sure you're reading those guys up front. They did a good job. They saw it. They pulled the trigger. They knew the quarterback had it. They weren't fooled. Strung it out. Did a nice job of limiting the damage with that QB run.
Going downfield for the big play. Upstairs, he's got it. The chunk plays that they love, and he takes it all the way down to the 10. And the Dogs go back to work after moving the chains through the air. Off play action on first down. Slips a tackle. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15. The Dogs trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Wants to go up top on second down. Moves to his right. Bought a little time, lets it go. And it's picked off for the third time today. He was looking for room to return that, but he'll just hand it to the offense. They'll take over at the 18. They'll keep it on the ground to keep this clock moving. It's a fumble on the play. Now look what I found. I'd say that's a stroke of good fortune. The offense keeps it. Second down after the offense recovered its own fumble. They'll run it. The Tide will get the first down.
Basic run plays. I don't need a bunch of complicated stuff sometimes. I just need to get the first down and get the sticks moving.
Right back to the well. All over him immediately.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
Russell. He'll loft one deep down the left side. He's got it at the 25. And we have breaking news. They score yet another touchdown.
With that last touchdown, they remain undefeated. And what can you say about this offense? One of the most explosive in the entire nation. And they're coming in, I think, every week with the mindset that we're just going to outscore everybody. We are okay going into a track meet. And that's really what we saw in this game today. But opponents just cannot keep pace with them and all of the athletes they have on the offensive side of the ball.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Here comes the Georgia offense, ready to go on the attack. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game if you're going to win. And, David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
To the ground. He's got it again. Hit and drop behind the line. He'll lose a yard. They'll need a bunch on second down. Follows his blocks. It's Bowens. And they get to him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 2.
They just haven't been able to get much going in this game. The defense has definitely had their number. And here they are late. You're asking yourself, why are they still running the football trailing this much late in the game? But that's basically a microcosm of how this game has gone.
On third and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. And he was on his way. Gets it all the way to the 38. This dude is just exceptional in every facet. So fluid, such a great route runner, and a big play there.
And money down, third down, find it. I mean, you want to find that matchup because he's going to win, and gets a good release, gets down the field. You see that's your playmaker, that's your guy. Get it to him, get the first down.
Second down to the air. Moving out to the right. He'll try to do it himself. He found a little opening and got loose. They couldn't stop him in the backfield, so a solid pickup there. 3rd and long coming up. Selling the fake. They got him, and down he goes, and what a huge sack that might have knocked him out of field goal range. Gotta make the play on 4th. Another interception. This guy just can't find his own players. He's brought down. A short return, but the defense comes out on top with a pick. Motion from the back. Keelan Russell. And the defense makes a play, and they get the quarterback down at the 26. That last sack got them behind the sticks. It's 2nd and long here. Looking downfield, it's Russell. Fires to the wideout. And they dialed up a shot play, but they couldn't make the connection.
And that's a good stop for this defense. And listen, there hasn't been a lot of positive today, but let's finish this game strong. I think that'll be the message from the defensive coordinator. Can we get a stop? Can we get them off the field? I know lots went wrong, but let's live in this moment and try to be great right here to end the game.
Russell from the gun on 3rd down. Gonna take a shot. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Taking it the other way. He's inside the 40. Not only made the pick, but he also made up some ground and took it back to the 38. This offense has it with really good field position. Sells the run, wants to pass. Looking for a huge play. What a spectacular grab there as they try to finish this game with a little something to feel good about. I'm sorry you're unlikely to win today, but here's a fabulous parting gift, a late touchdown.
I think it's a good sign for coaches to see that their team is still fighting. They're getting blown out in this game. Nothing has gone their offense's way. They've been outmatched. But here in the 4th quarter, you like to see guys competing. You like to see guys still trying to fight. Because as a coach, you want to know, next time you take the field, which guys you can depend on and what you can build off.
From inside his own 15, let's see how far he can get. They stopped the return right there, and that will do it. This one is in the book. Coming into this one, we wondered whether these